welcome to Phase Drive Media once again. My name's Neil, and today we're going to be talking about master bus compressors, particularly the ones we favour for certain sort of sounds and tones. So before we kick off, just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, to please subscribe, turn your notifications on. We post at least once a week on various topics such as video production, music production, photography, video, various other topics. So put those subscriptions on and get that content coming into your inbox. So let's first kick off with a little look at the sort of stuff we're looking at. So we've got a track here called Living Machine by Alone My Clone, which is still in sort of work in progress. It's a draft track, very simple sort of arrangement. So we've got that playing along in the background, and we're just going to look at various master bus compressors and what they do to the sound. We are looking for something to add a bit of punch and a bit of kind of beef to the mix. So we're focusing more on those. So we've got 6 compressors lined up. They're all waves and they're all analog emulations, which we favour, just to see how they sound. And the other thing we're looking at mainly at presets. So presets within each plugin designed for putting on a master bus. And we're just going to A/B them, sort of switch them in and out and compare them and try and narrow it down to the one we want for this track, basically. So the favoured compressor. Usually we have a default compressor on the template, and it tends to be the API 2500, but we are starting to sort of broaden that out to various other compressors, and some of them have some very good master bus compression presets. Now, you don't have to use presets. You can build a preset from the ground up, but we find that the presets are a good starting point. So the preset in and then tweak it to your requirements. You don't have to use master bus compression, but we find it's a good way to tie the mix together and often give it a bit more kind of punch and sort of impact. You don't always have to go for impact and punch. Some master bus compression is a lot more subtle, but on this track, this is what it needed. So let's have a quick look at our various compressors, starting off with Abbey Road's R124 compressor, which is a great compressor, lots of very good presets. And the 2 presets we're looking at are Super Glue, which is by Mayor Upperwarm, and we are also looking at Mix Bus Old School, which is by Greg Wells. So lots of good producer-based presets on the plugin, and we'll look at those too. So next up is our favourite API 2500, and we're looking at 2 presets again. One is the Modern Mastering Glue preset, and which is one of our favourites, and another is just called Mix Bus Comp. So we're just going to compare those 2. On the DBX 160, they've got 2 presets called Master Bus Compression 1, Master Bus Compression 2. So we're comparing those 2. And then we have also got the VComp, which I think is based on a Neve compressor. And we've got 2 presets. We've got Mix Comp Rock 1 and Mix Comp Jazz Lighter. We've got the good old SSL Master Bus compressor, and again we've got a West Master Bus preset, and then Lily White Mix Bus preset. And finally we've got our good old Puigchild 670, which is based on Fairchild 670, and we've got just the vintage mastering glue. So that's our kind of set of compressors. So what we'll do, we'll just turn the music on and we'll switch between each one. So we'll start the first 3. So we'll start playing the music with nothing, switch in the first compressor with the first preset, change the preset, come back out. So I'll put on the video which is currently playing, and then I'll comment on which one I think is the best. So let's get started. So let's switch it in. So out of those first three, so that was just the Abbey Road, the API and the DBX. The favourite preset of mine out of those was the Abbey Road Arctic 124 Superglue preset. Had the most kind of punch, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that really sort of bring the music forward. So out of the first three, that's the current favourite. So let's just swap out these three. Again, so we're going to start with no compressor and then bring in first the Puigchild, switch it in and out and change presets, then the SSL, and they do the same with the VComp and see which we like. And then what I'll do is try and pick from the 6 which compressor I want to go for. So let's switch the music back in. Interesting. Once again, nothing out of that lot particularly grabbed me. There's some nice presets and nice kind of sounds. The mixed comp jazz lighter on the VComp is quite nice. And I think the first preset on the SSL, which is West Master Bus, sounded pretty good, but they didn't have the kind of punch and impact of the R124. Sorry, I think I'm going to go with the R124. But let's just do a quick comparison. Abbey R124 Superglue and VComp Mixed Comp Jazz Lighter. So let's just switch between those two and see what we like. There we go. Yeah, I think it's going to be the Abbey. Like I say, this is just because I want that particular sound, that really kind of punchy, impactful sound, and that seems to get closest to it. Again, you might need to tweak the preset to get it right to where you want it, but the presets tend to be quite a good starting point, so I think that's a good way to kind of start off, and obviously the producer who produced that preset has done some of the hard work for you. But yeah, in other circumstances, you might want something a bit more subtle, just to kind of pull the mix together. It's a more subtle sort of track, but this sort of, sort of synth-based stuff, I wanted something to give it a bit more punch, and that's what it does. So I think I will probably end up going with the Abbey R124, which is a great compressor plug-in, and that Superglue preset. But yeah, it'd be interesting if you have a listen and just see what you prefer. Would you have a different preference, or would you go for that? It is a bit of a kind of dark art, and it's very much down to personal preference, but this is a very good group of master bus compressors that really work and have some really good presets, so they're worth exploring if you've got them in your collection. So that's it from me for this week. Don't forget, once again, to subscribe and put your notifications on, and keep an eye on the channel for up and coming stuff. We've got more plugin reviews and music production stuff coming up. So I'll leave you with a play out on the music.